Here I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends series Punisher from Daredevil Born Again. This is Punisher from the Disney Plus series of the same name. This, along with the actual Daredevil figure, are the two figures I've been looking forward to the most from this year. Just really wanted some nice looking figures based on Daredevil and the Punisher, and the fact that they had them based on the new Disney Plus series, couldn't wait to get them. Unfortunately, I've been waiting for them to pop up in the stores, and I just have not seen them, to where I was actually on Cyber Monday. The weeks before, I had seen that they had Daredevil available you could buy on Amazon, and I had just about given up on trying to get them in the stores. But to my knowledge now, they are out of you can't buy the Daredevil one on Amazon. It's currently out of stock. So once I saw that, I was like, all right, well, let me at least try to get the Punisher then, because I did have some Amazon reward points I could use, so obviously I got a discount on that. So here I have the Punisher. I'll try to get Daredevil eventually, but the Punisher, here we have him right now. In the packaging still. This look is based on his suit from Daredevil Born Again. He actually didn't wear his full-on Punisher suit until, I think it was like the final episode of an eight episode season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. I'll get more into the details of the suit afterwards. But the Punisher, looking very Punisher-like, black suit. It's got some weaponry here, not a ton of artillery. Get more into that once I open it up. A few hands you can switch out. It's got an axe. I think he's only got one facial expression, so you can't change the head out. See some nice art of the Punisher with that kind of nice gritty Punisher aesthetic. I don't know what you would call it, but it just fits. I'm guessing they have the same kind of artwork style for the actual Daredevil figure. Turn it behind, see more of that artwork. And description, Punisher. After his family was murdered in a criminal government conspiracy, U.S. Marine veteran Frank Castle turns vengeful vigilant and ally to Daredevil. That is when their interests align. If you see the series, you know that the main conflict between those two is always the Daredevil, vigilante, but not a killer, doesn't want to kill people. Punisher, that's the thing that separates him from basically all the other heroes. He's a stone cold killer, ruthless about it too, but that's what's made him a, standout character in Marvel Comics, whether it's this version or previous versions. So that about shows it when it comes to the box. Usually they'll have some other figures that you'll see on the side. At least I think they sometimes do. Not in this case, so they're not even promoting the actual Daredevil figure that you could buy. But that's okay. Hopefully I'll see that packaging soon for the actual figure. So I'm going to open this up and we'll take a look in detail, the good and the other stuff about this guy. I honestly could have just opened it on camera. Thankfully, with these new Marvel Legends boxes, at least the ones that are in this kind of rectangle form, they make it super easy to open up. You just take off the tape that's on the top, and then this plastic covering will just slide right off. So nice and easy like that, and it allows you to easily preserve the box and you're not mangling it or anything. So here is a Punisher still in the plastic protection. See everything that he comes with. There wasn't really anything hidden behind the cardboard portion of the box. So this should slide out pretty easily because it doesn't come with any of those annoying, what's it called, twist tie restraints or whatever, but a lot of Marvel figures don't do that anymore. Come on, Frank. You know you want to come out. All right, we got him out. Here is, get a closer look, Frank Castle, the Punisher, out of his packaging. And so, yeah, we can take a closer look at the suit. The thing that's always stood out about the suit, this one that you see in Daredevil Born Again, it's got kind of I don't know if you want to call it missing section, but it's kind of faded right here on the side to where it looks a little uneven, but that is accurate to the show. So if you don't like that, blame the show for that design. But it's still obviously classic Punisher. He actually, in his own Netflix series, he didn't wear his full-on Punisher suit all that often at all. So it was nice that we got to see it again in Daredevil Born Again, a fully black obviously fully black version. You know what I mean? So you see what he comes with. Got the facial expression, looking pretty good head sculpt of actor John Berthile, who came back to play the Punisher after playing him in the Netflix shows. So that's cool. The suit, if you can see the detail, there's some really nice in terms of how it's got, I don't know if it's wrinkles, but you know, it's got kind of a rough feel. It's not just like super clean or smooth, nor should it be, because it's not like the Punisher is wearing latex, at least not this modern version or this new TV version that you see. Skull still looks really cool despite that missing section right there. See, he's got the holsters. He's got this belt, whatever these are. I guess that's more ammunition probably. And then this is what's really confusing. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. I was going to say he's got 2 gun holsters, but he only has 1 gun. No, this is the actual gun holster right here on the left side. So you can slide in the gun right there. I was confused because I thought I saw another holster, but no. At the back, that's for the knife. It does feel like he should come with more artillery, but I guess I need to rewatch the show. I guess they only give you what he uses in the show. Obviously, when I think the Punisher, I'm always thinking of like some heavy-duty, 2-hand kind of like a rifle or some big-ass gun, something like that. Even a missile launcher will be cool, but he definitely didn't use a missile launcher. At least I don't remember him using a missile launcher in Daredevil Born Again. He definitely used more artillery in his actual show, but this one is based on Daredevil Born Again, so it comes with what it comes with. Come down, knee pads, looking cool. The boots, very cool. Some combat boots. Just feeling the knees. It bends at the knee. It was just a little stiff. There we go. That's better. So maybe once you bend it, it feels more loosened up. Although for whatever reason, this one wants to bend a little bit higher. It's got two bend joints, or multiple bend joints. But this one, yeah, this is actually really weird. You can see it. This one wants to bend right here, not at the lower point. And then this one is bending actually at the lower point. See if I can there we go. So now it's bending right. That is weird that it's got a 2. He's got a 2. I'm not sure that's really necessary. That's just kind of weird. When you bend it this way, that does look kind of weird because then you got the actual articulation point fully showing. That just looks kind of uneven. I don't think that was necessary. Probably just needed 1 point or something. Maybe it was something with the knee pads that kind of made it to where they had to do that. I think it's just better if it bends at this point right here. But the suit looks really, really cool. Just the details they put in it and just the feel, feels like a rough and tough Punisher suit. So that's nice. That's pretty much it when it comes to the features of like the base figure itself. But I do appreciate the look in terms of the sculpting. Now I want to show off some of the other accessories he comes with. Plastic wrapping. We got the knife. We got the gun. And then we've got an axe. I don't remember him using an axe in the show. I only watched the season once so far. I'm sure it's there somewhere. But let's try to take them all out. Show the features. Well, him using all of them. Hopefully you can use it in this hand. Here's the knife that it comes with. You can holster it, thankfully in the back right here. Perfect storage. It feels like there's something blocking it though. It doesn't want to go in all the way. Or maybe that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, it still sticks pretty well, but there's that. Now, I'm not sure if it can go in the hands that I have right now. It definitely can't go in this hand. And then this one is probably more for, that's for your gun feature. So if you want him to actually hold the knife, you got to use one of these hands that he comes with. He's got another trigger hand right here. And then, see, this one was, this other hand, this is a closed fist, so he wouldn't be able to hold it in this one either. So I guess if you really want to use it, you got to squeeze it into his holster hand. You can put it like this. Oh, okay, so that's actually not bad. So yeah, you can have him like that. So that's cool. I was afraid. I was like, wait a minute. He didn't come with a hand for his actual knife, but you can just squeeze it into his holster hand. That's actually pretty efficient right there. They're not wasting a whole hand just to have him hold his knife. So that's a good use of resources right there. There's him with his knife. Let me take that out. Well, actually, let's have that. But then I think I'm going to switch this hand out. I'm going to switch his left hand because his open hand isn't going to be able to hold any of the weapons. So let me just give him his other hand so he can at least have 2 weapons at a time. That'd be pretty cool. Just give me a sec. All right, so I got his other hand. Again, the other one is the closed fist. I mean, that's fine. I'm not sure if... We'll see what I do when I display him, but I think I'd rather just have him be able to have the multiple weapons coming at you. So there's his other hand right there. Again, it's another trigger hand you can use. So we can use this one, and that can be for his gun. It only comes with 1 gun, unfortunately. They did not go very heavy on the kind of classic Punisher, multiple, weapons of mass destruction or artillery. But here's his gun, short, smaller gun, but it's better than nothing. Squeeze that in there. That's a really small gun, actually. Oh, wow. There you go. Man, that is a baby gun right there. Oh my God, that is so damn small. That's actually a little disappointing because one thing we came with 2 guns, but you come with 1 gun, so you can't even do the classic Punisher pose where he's got 2 weapons, just kind of firing at you and stuff like that. So that is disappointing, just the small size of that gun. That's not great at all. So to be honest, it's not, if you're doing a display, it might not even be worth it having this, puny little gun out. It's a bit disappointing. That's the most disappointing feature so far. I like the knife, but this gun is just too small. And the fact that you only get 1 of them. But again, that might be actually accurate to the show. But the coolest accessory out of all of them, even though I don't remember when he used this in the show, is his axe. I do remember, I did see recently some promo pics that came out of nowhere of him holding the axe almost in like a horror kind of pose. So that was, at least I saw it in that. I rewatched the show and see, oops, dropped it. Rewatch the show and see if I can find them afterwards where he actually has the axe, the scene. But we can use that. I think I'm going to, let's take out both of these, to be honest, because... Well, let's at least take this one out, because this gun's pretty puny. Don't need to be showing off that. Criminals will laugh at him if they see that gun. So we put the gun in the holster, could show off that feature at least. Slides right in there, not bad. And then the knife, let's go ahead and store the knife. Let's put it back here, so we just show off the axe by itself. Maybe that'll look a little cooler. So this should slide pretty comfortably in. There we go. So that actually is the best feature about it, is how the hands, all of them can easily store the weapons. The puny little baby-sized gun, his knife, and his axe. So that's a good, efficient use of resources right there. So you don't have to keep switching hands out. Sometimes figures are like that where, like for the Deadpool figure, he can't hold his blades, knives, and guns in the same hand. You have to switch them out in order to use them. So that's good, efficient use of space right there. I like it. But that looks the best out of all of them. Him having the axe. It's a good size. Obviously he looks like a badass. So that's cool. That looks good with him right there. Actually, I'm just finally feeling the arms. The arms are elbow joints really stiff for articulation. There you go. Maybe just got to loosen it up. Same with this one. Try to loosen it up. And that feels a bit better. So there you go. Frank Castle and all the accessories. It's not a great lineup of accessories, to be honest. I'm sure it's accurate to the show. Well, the only excuse would be if it is accurate to the show, which is fine. But even still, just the size of the gun and the knife, not a great lineup of weaponry that he does have. Would have liked to at least have come with 2 guns, but oh well. Something I do want to try, I was saving this for a size comparison. In fact, well, we'll do this size comparison afterwards. The most relevant size comparison to do, again, I don't have the actual Daredevil figure, not yet, but I have something that might be the next best thing, is him next to Marvel Legends No Way Home Spider-Man. There we go, from Spider-Man No Way Home, his integrated suit. What's great about this comparison, or these two together, is that we're actually going to see the Punisher in the next Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day, coming out next July. He's going to have, if you've seen it, there's been already pictures or set photos or whatever. He's got a beard in his suit. It's a different kind of skull design, more of the classic white skull, not faded or anything. And he's got a trench coat. So that'll be an interesting figure when that comes out. But the basic kind of suit look in terms of the black suit is pretty much the same as this. But anyway, enough rambling on that. Here's the comparison between the two. One last thing. It is cool, the cool thing about him being in Brand New Day is how the Punisher, his first debuted actually in the comics, in a Spider-Man comic, The Amazing Spider-Man. So it all comes full circle. Very, very interesting to see the Punisher in a family-friendly Spider-Man movie. So far, the stuff he's been on TV, those are all mature shows, so they can get as violent as they want to. We'll see how they're able to skirt around such a edgy character as the Punisher, I'll put it that way, in a family-friendly Spider-Man movie. But focusing on this comparison, this scale is actually pretty good. We haven't really seen obviously any kind of side-by-side between Spider-Man and the Punisher so far in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it looks like Frank is a little bit taller, and that's probably how I would prefer those two to be. That's just looks pretty nice right there. So that'll be a nice pairing to see on the big screen when that comes out. So that's nice. At least I don't have Daredevil, but at least that'll be a cool display for now if you want to have those two next to each other. The other comparison I thought might be interesting to do, pairing him up with another guy that has a assortment of weapons on him. I've got Marvel Legends Deadpool, which I got last year. Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine. One of the things I thought of before I brought the Spider-Man figure out was to show the artillery difference in the gun. Deadpool has a lot of stuff on him too. You see, I've got his katanas on him, but the katana storage, if I want to fully put them away to focus, put it right in here. Should have did that before I took it out. There we go. Taking a better focused look at both of them. So both have a lot of weapon storage. The main thing I want to show off is the guns, because I was impressed with the Deadpool figure. The Deadpool one, the guns are actually a pretty decent size. Not these little pea shooter that the Punisher came with. So that's Deadpool's gun. And I want to show it compared to the Punisher's little gun. Again, this is just weird. I'm sure the only excuse if it is show accurate, which I'm guessing it is. Put these guys aside for a sec. So there's a difference in the gun. One on the right, Deadpool's gun. This is the Punisher's little pea shooter gun. So not really any comparison right there. Who's got the better? It's got the better gun. You know what they say, size matters. But I want to see if he can easily hold Deadpool's bigger gun. It does look like a better display. It's squeezing in there. I'm not sure. If it can go in there, it's not gonna go in there easy. I'll try it from the side. There we go. Okay, that's not too bad. So there he is with Deadpool's guns. Shame you gotta give him Deadpool's gun to give him a decent looking gun display. But that does look obviously a lot better. It'd look really cool if you could take both guns and have them out. Am I too lazy to do that? Yeah, I think I am. You get the idea. So Deadpool comes with much better looking guns than the Punisher's one, but I don't want to take away from my Deadpool display and take his guns away. So there you have it. You can, most figures you should be, that come with guns, you should be able to slide in pretty easily right there. So at least you have that, because his own gun really ain't it. So just keep that stored up here for now. But at least him with the axe isn't the worst look. That doesn't look too badly. So there you go. That's basically everything when it comes to the Punisher. Selling price for this is standard Marvel Legends price, where you're paying like $24. I use my Amazon rewards points. Again, I got it off there. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of, I do think Marvel Legends are way too expensive now. Some are obviously better than the others, but you know, paying $24 for these is it's starting to get a little crazy. I don't buy too many of them, and thankfully for this one, I use my Amazon rewards. I'm happy I have it, because these were this one and the Daredevil figure from the Born Again series. These are the ones I've been wanting the most this year. Finally got the Punisher one. Hopefully I can get the Daredevil one soon. I've just yet to see it actually in the stores. Hopefully Amazon brings it back soon so I can actually finally pick it up. But this one, I'm mostly satisfied with it. Love the look. The face sculpt looks good. Suit looks great. The accessories, that's where it's a little disappointing. You know, the gun's not great. The knife's okay. The axe isn't bad. But when you think of the Punisher, you don't really think of an axe. You think of him with a big old gun, you know, in his hand. But I'm sure the reason it was done was because it is accurate to the show, so it's the only way I'll forgive it on that. So for the most part, I am happy that I do have this, and again, hopefully look out for the Daredevil figure review sooner than later. So that'll do it for this review of Punisher from Marvel Legends, the Punisher from Daredevil Born Again. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.